Hey guys, what's up? MMA Savant here, and I'm going to give you my picks for the entire card of UFC Fight Night MacDonald versus Thompson. So the card's being headlined by Rory MacDonald is going to take on Stephen Thompson. The co-main event will be Donald Cerrone is taking on Patrick Cote. That fight is at welterweight. Steve Bosse is taking on Sean O'Connell. Those are the top three fights of the card. So I'm going to do the whole card today. I'm going to go from the bottom up and give you who I think is going to win and how, and with a couple little facts and numbers sprinkled in there every once in a while. So here we go. The first fight is a lightweight affair. It's Jason Sago is taking on Leandro Silva. Jason Sago is one of those kind of guys who I usually pick against just because I don't know his name, which is pretty selfish of me. But he's pretty impressive, and he's got that Midwest type of working man type fight style that Chris Lytle, Matt Hughes, Brian Ebersol, type Kenny Robertson type style. And those guys seem to do pretty well. He's taking on Leandro Silva. Leandro Silva is he's pretty good. He's good in his own right. If you remember him, he's the guy that got that weird. So he had Drew Dober in a guillotine, and Drew Dober hopped over to side control. And typically, you can't finish guys from there unless your name is Marcelo Garcia. And the ref stopped the fight. Anyway, Leandro Silva is that guy, for those of you who don't remember him. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and pick Jason Sago to get it done by stoppage in the third round. Okay. The next bout, is a flyweight bout against Ali Bagautinov, who is the former contender and challenger to Demetrius Johnson. And he's taking on Gian Herrera. Well, on paper, if you look at all their skill sets and accolades and everything, I should pick Bagautinov. I'm going to go over here. I haven't even looked at the spreads or whatever they're called, the numbers for the over-under. I'm going to say Herrera gets it done because he came in the UFC. He looked very impressive against Ray Borg. And because of how he looked, and then that fight and the fight after that one, I'm going to say he gets the win here. So if he's a dog, I'm picking him. Okay, next we have a welterweight bout between Alex Garcia and Colby Covington. Colby Covington, he's got a win over Mike Pyle. He lost to Worley Alves by submission with a real tight jump to standing guillotine. Anyway, this is a hard one to do because I think Alex Garcia, he's got a better gym name, being from TriStar, I believe. But I'm going to say Colby Covington wins this one by TKO due to strikes. Sometime in the fight, I'm going to say second round. So I'm going for Colby Covington. Okay, and next up for the women's strawweight, we have Randa Marcos and Jocelyn Jones-Lybarger. She's the one that beat Zoila Frosto, beat her from pillar to post, and was brought into the UFC on short notice. Randa Marcos might be a bigger name and might have a higher caliber resume, but I think Jocelyn Jones-Lybarger, I think her pressure and her workman-like attempt or approach to fights gets this done for her. So I'm going to pick JJL to beat Randa Marcos by decision. Okay. Next up, we have Elias Teodoro is taking on Smiling Sam Alvey. Elias Teodoro is a Canadian. He was on the show, Tough Smashes or whatever. And He might be a great athlete and a good fighter. I can never really get behind the guy. Maybe it's his attitude or whatever. And I like Sam Alvey a lot more as a person. He's out of Team Quest. He's been there for quite a while. He does have some losses, but he's got like 40 something fights, I think. So I'm going to say. Well, I want Sam Alvey to get the knockout. I like it. That'd be a great thing to see. I'm going to say Elias Theodoro gets it done by decision, but hopefully I'm wrong on that one. Okay. Um, okay, next up we have in the bantamweight division, we have Chris Beal versus Joe One Bad Mofo Soto. Chris Beal is the guy that won the 2014 submission of the year. I mean, knockout of the year with that flying knee to what was that? Claude Patrick. Hold on a second. Let me see. He won the submission of the year to Patrick Williams. Okay, sorry. Patrick Williams in 2014. But he's on a 2-fight skid right now. Joe Soto is a former Bellator? Yeah, I think he's Bellator champion. It only got taken away from him by Joe Warren. He's got a great submission game, a great all-around game. I'm going to pick Joe Soto, gets it done by stoppage, submission late in the first round. On to my fight of the night. For those of you who don't know about me, I am a huge fan of Tamden McCrory. I have been ever since he came out and fought Pete Spratt way back in the day. I'm a big fan of him. I do not bet against him. And I'm not a fanboy. I'm not like just, I'll bet. If he was going up against a Rockhold or a Romero or a Jacare, I would sit down and analyze and be analytical and smart about it. But by and large, I don't bet against. I don't only bet Tamden McCrory. He's got great stand-up. He's very tall, 6'4", 6'5" maybe. He knows how to throw their hands. He fights tall. He doesn't panic. His last fight, so he stepped away from the sport for a while. Sorry, guys. He came back and he fought in Bellator. He matched up against Brennan Ward, stopped him in like a minute. Every single punch landed. Every single one. If you haven't seen the fight, go check it out. And then he took on Jason Butcher, armbarred him in less than 2 minutes. Comes over to the UFC. They match him up with old Josh Saman, who's a tough out for anybody. He gets the job done. He submits Josh Saman with a leg triangle. Third round, hard fought battle. The man he's taking on right now is Krzysztof Jotko. Might be Jotko, but I don't know. Krzysztof Jotko. The name looks to be Polish. Let me just check that so I don't look racist or jingoistic or whatever. Okay, he is Polish. He's 6'1". He has a 77-inch reach. Jesus, and he's at a TriStar and Okninsky gym. He bounces back and forth, and he's a brown belt in jiu-jitsu. And if he's at TriStar, I'm going to assume he's under Danaher, Henzo, their family thing, for us a hobby. So he's a formidable opponent. He's no joke. So let's look at his. Okay, he's a decision machine. Yeah, his last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wins have all been decision. And his loss has been a guillotine choke to Magnus Seidenblad. Okay. I got to stick with the barn cat here, Tamden McCrory. I don't know how he gets it done, but I see Tamden McCrory stopping this guy. Let's go. Let's give our due respect to Krzysztof Jotko. let's say second round. I see him stopping him in the second round. Tamden's going to stop Kristoff. Okay. Next up, Danny McCrory. Next up, we have Misha Serkinov is taking on Ian. No, I'm sorry. Lon Kutalaba. I couldn't find anything on Lon. I or L. Oh. But Misha Serkinov is the guy who came in and fought Alex Nicholson on short notice, I believe, a few cards ago. I want to say it was Thompson and Hendricks. I don't really remember, though. I believe it was, though. He looked pretty good. I think he had weight cut issues or gassing issue, like he got tired quick. But he looked all right. He got finished, but it's his debut, you know. So, knowing all that, I'm going to pick Misha Serkinov. KO. No, I'm going to go TKO. First round. Okay. The women's flyweight division, or fight, is going to be Valerie Letourneau, who is just coming off a hard-fought loss to Joanna Champion. And she looked very good, and the fight was close. She surprised a lot of people, including yours truly. She's taking on Joanne Calderwood. And again, while I like Joanne Calderwood more, I think she's I'm a bigger fan of hers. Valerie Letourneau, after what she did, how she looked against Joanna Champion, I got to go with her. I got to go with her, and I got to go with her to stop Calderwood. I don't know how. I'm gonna say submission. I think she's growing on me and everything, and I like her style. Okay, next up we have Olivier Aubin-Mercier is taking on Thibaut Gauthier. I don't know. If any of you are Parisians or Quebecy or French speaking, tell me how to pronounce these names sometimes. I really appreciate it. Thibaut Gauthier. Without even the guy, I looked him up. He's got a pretty good record. He does have a win over. I forget. He does have a win. He doesn't have a wiki page, but he's got a Sherdog page, of course. His win is over. It's a name that MMA Savant recognizes. I just can't remember who it is right now. Oh, Anton Kuvanen. Sorry, guys. That was it. This is going to be his sophomore fight in the UFC. But Olivier Aubin-Mercier is that grappling machine. He's brown belt, or at least he was last time I checked him out. He's got that heavy wrestling style, kind of like like a Jake Shields, where it's a lot of wrestling, pressure-based grappling. I'm gonna say he gets it done by submission, decision. Aubin-Mercier decisions. Thibaut Gauthier. Okay. Next we have Steve the Boss Bosse, the former Canadian hockey player. And he's going to be taking on Sean O'Connell. I don't know who to pick in this fight. I don't. Well, I think Sean O'Connell is more well-rounded. Steve Bosse's last fight was a cold knockout of James Tahuna. So let that hit the ears how you want it to. I think it's pretty impressive, but a lot of you might say big deal. And Sean O'Connell's last fight was he got knocked out stopped. He got stopped by Alir Latifi, and that was with a KO. That's what I thought. That was with the KO. Anyway, this fight's hard for me to pick. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with Steve Bose on this one. Um, but I will not be surprised in any way if he loses. Sean McConnell is a little bit more well rounded, and if he can avoid getting knocked out with keeping his hands up and staying out of range, he can win this fight. But I'm okay. I'm gonna go Steve Bose on this one. Gets the fight done by um, knockout. The co-main event of the evening is going to be Donald Cowboy Cerrone taking on Patrick Cote at welterweight. This is Donald Cerrone's second fight at welterweight that I can think of. His last fight was against Alex Oliveira. Or the last fight, or is that his last welterweight fight? Okay. Yeah, Alex Oliveira. Okay. He looks pretty good at welterweight. But Patrick Cote is a hard out for anybody. He's hard to stop. I don't think Donald Cerrone has anything that Patrick Cote hasn't seen. He's fought Tito Ortiz, Anderson Silva, Sean. Who's the kid? Oh, Stephen Thompson. Stephen Thompson, Alan Belcher. A bunch of different styles of guys. So there's nothing that he can do that he hasn't seen. He's got great striking himself. I do give the submission and striking edge to Cerrone as far as being able to implement techniques and everything. Toughness. In a different way, I give Patrick Cote the toughness factor than I do Donald Cerrone. While Donald Cerrone fights more than everybody else, you know what? Scratch that whole thing. I give striking and submissions to Donald Cerrone, and both men are equally tough, but in just different ways. I'm going to say you know what? Okay. Unless Cerrone catches him with a head kick, I'm going to say Patrick Cote by decision. Yeah, I'm sticking with that one. I like Donald Cerrone more, but I'm going to say Patrick Cote by decision. Yeah, unless we're looking for the for the head kick from Donald Cerrone. And for the main event of the evening, we have Rory, the Red King MacDonald, is taking on Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Rory just came off that, or it's been a while since he fought. He fought last summer against Robbie Lawler, and it was one of the most exciting fights of all time. But Stephen Thompson just came off a almost flawless performance against Johnny Hendricks, who's a former champion. He stopped him in the first round, and I'm not gonna say it was easy for him, but it was very impressive. And Stephen Thompson only has one loss, and that's to Matt Brown in his second fight in the UFC. And wait, is that right? Second fight? To Matt Brown's own admission, he was rocked and knocked out on the feet more than once during the fight. Let's see. Yeah, Dan Stitch and Matt Brown. Yeah. So, and that was 4 years ago. Oops. Wrong one. Okay. So that was like 4 years ago, guys. He doesn't take a lot of damage. His main mantra, his main thing is hit and do not get hit. Whereas Rory MacDonald is a black belt in jiu-jitsu. He's a longtime training partner of GSP. He's been with TriStar and Farasa Hobby for a very long time. He's a big, scary guy, but he's taken damage. And he has losses. And in his losses he gets beat up, or just out-grappled and outworked. My video is already 20 minutes long. I'm going to wrap this up real quick. Due to the fact that he's taking less damage, he has a hit, don't get hit style. They're former training partners, or they've trained together, and I think they're friends. I think they're close or whatever. While Rory MacDonald has the grappling edge, and I would assume the strength edge, if that that matters in this particular exchange. I'm going to say Stephen Thompson stays out of range, fires kicks to the body, weakens and softens up Rory MacDonald. Sorry, guys. Stephen Thompson stops Rory MacDonald head kick late in the second round. And if you watch my video, 10 bold predictions by the MMA Savant for 2016, Stephen Thompson fights for the title next time out if he gets past Rory MacDonald. Okay, so I also want to talk about congratulations to Michael Bisping for beating Luke Rockhold. I didn't see that one coming until the fight was happening, and Luke Rockhold kept doing this, and he had his mouth open the whole time. And I said he's gonna get clipped, and the fact that Luke Rockhold's MCL tear was confirmed, I told my wife to put $1,000 on Michael Bisping, and she said, "How about we just do $100?" And I said, "Okay, cool." And then I left it like that. So then after the fight was over, I was celebrating. She forgot to do it. So that's all right. A little anecdote right there for you guys. That's okay. We could have been trillionaires, but this is a homemade smoothie. Delicious. So I do a lot more talking in this video than I normally do. So here we go. From the top down, we have Stephen Thompson, Cote by decision, Steve Bosse by stoppage due to strikes, Aubin Mercier by decision, Letourneau by what did I say? Submission, Serkinov by KO, Tamden McCrory by whatever, Joe Soto by sub, Elias Teodoro by decision most likely, JJL, Jocelyn Jones Liebarger by outworking Randa Marcos. She gets the win. Colby Covington gets the win there. I'm picking who I believe this to be the underdog, Gian Herrera over Ali Bagutinov. And I'm picking Jason Sago to defeat Leandro Silva. Okay, guys, those are my picks, and those are a couple thoughts on Michael Bisping and Luke Rockhold. UFC 200 just announced Brock Lesnar is going to be taking on Mark Hunt. I don't get it. I mean, I get the spectacle and I get the WWF fans and ticket sales and everything. I get that part. I don't get why you're putting Brock Lesnar, who has a history. This isn't a knock on Brock Lesnar. It's just the way human nature is of doing this, of cringing up against the hardest puncher maybe ever in the UFC. I mean, I don't get the matchup. I'm not going to shield my eyes when the fight happens. I'm going to stay in the room and watch it. I'm going to enjoy it. This does nothing for, and Mark Hunt's takedown defense is better than Brock Lesnar's getting punched in the face by Mark Hunt defense. Okay? And, sorry guys. Pop my jaw. I'll enjoy the fight. I'll watch it. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I would have much rather seen. I mean, bring Brock Lesnar back for one off fight. I just don't get why he's matched up with Mark Hunt. It would have been interesting. Maybe make the JDS fight happen. That fight's a little bit more even now, with JDS having some losses and being a little more tentative than he was back when he was a killer. I mean, not that he's not a killer now, but you know what I'm saying. Uh, JDS can still, beat the crap out of him or lose to him. Anyway, so those are my thoughts on the Mark Hunt thing, Brock Lesnar. I don't get it. I love it. I just don't get it. Um, so that's about it. And MMA Savant. Oh, Fedor. He's fighting on June 17th, guys. So, in my opinion, the greatest uh, heavyweight of all time, Fedor. And he's fighting Fabio Maldonado, which I don't I don't hate it. I'm a big fan of Fabio Maldonado, the hillbilly or whatever his name is. Um, I liked his style. My favorite fight of his was when he took on Gian Vellante. I love his jab. Um, he's a tough guy. This isn't a Fabio can win this fight by being tougher and catching Fedor with a punch. I'm of course leaning towards Fedor 90% of the time. Um, I'm excited about that return, and the fight is on Fight Pass. So all you kids out there who don't have Fight Pass yet, you got to get it. Okay, it's $10 a month, and I don't think anybody out there is that hard up. They can't watch every Pride fight, every UFC fight, every Strikeforce fight, every Dream fight, or Wicked Dream. Don't quote me on the dream thing. Every blah 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 fight, including every EBI, which is what I'm all about, for $10 a month. I watch it. I study it all day long. Um, I love it. Anyway, so it's gonna be on there. Look for it. UFC Fight Pass. It's gonna have Fedor fighting Fabio Maldonado. I'm very excited about that, and I'm rambling, and I'm talking in a loop right here. So I'm gonna let you guys go. Those are my picks. MMA Savant, and I'm out. Thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe and leave your comments below. I really enjoy reading them and learning off you guys. Okay, thank you guys.